How's it going? I hope everyone is doing well whenever you see this, day or night. So this is going to be a general reading for Aries. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix my camera. Hold on, guys. Shit, too far down. Hold on. Okay. Stay like kind of there. So okay, good enough for now. Okay. Hi guys. Hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you see this. So this is going to be a general reading for Aries for June 15th through June 30th. So it can cover anything like work, friends, family, health, etc., love, all those things, okay? And I also wanted to say that whenever you see this message, it is meant for you, as time is fluid and relative. So, for example, this reading could resonate, like 6 months in the past, okay, or 6 months in the future. Also, I said 6 months, 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 hours, 6 minutes, however you want to say it, right? So 6 doesn't have to be the number. I'm just picking an example, all right? But before we get into your reading here, Aries, I pulled all your cards here and also your oracle cards at the very end. But I wanted to kind of go over a couple of the transits that are going to be happening for you, not just for you, but for everybody during this time period, okay? So since this reading is from the 15th, starting around there, right? It's not exact, but your first thing that's going to go on is on June 17th. There's the first quarter moon, okay? So it's slowly building to the full moon, which is going to happen on June 24th, and it's going to be a full moon in Capricorn. All right. And then June 20th, the sun enters Cancer, right? So then it'll be Cancer season, but it's also the start of Jupiter retrograde, okay? So Jupiter, rules travel, education, wealth, religion, law, and just the feeling of freedom and exploration, okay? So when it's in retrograde, and we could have already started to feel some of that even before the 20th, just depends on how sensitive you are, right? Everybody's different, okay? It could be that some of these things aren't going to go as smoothly as they normally do when the planet's in retrograde, or it could be just that you need to go back over some of those themes, something to do with travel, wealth, education, religion, law, that kind of thing, okay? And then going forward, the thing that everyone I know is super excited about, because Mercury gets a bad rap, right, is Mercury is going direct on June 22nd. Okay, so I was mentioning in some of the other videos that even when a planet goes retrograde or direct, it still takes time for you to feel that effects of that planet to come off, okay, whether it was direct or retrograde, right? So Mercury is going direct on June 22nd, but for some people, you're not going to feel it till, let's say, the first week or two of July, or even later, or maybe you feel it before, maybe you do feel it, that last week of June, okay? So it really just depends. Mercury, like I said, gets a bad rap. So it's the same thing when Mercury's in retrograde like we are now. So it's saying that communication, electronics, big decisions, signing contracts could not go as easily or normally as it would if Mercury was direct, since it's still currently retrograde. Or it means that you need to go back over some of these themes, something like that for you. So anyway, let's keep going. We're almost done, and then we'll get into your reading. And then on June 24th, Saturn sextiles Chiron. So Saturn deals with responsibilities. It's a very serious energy. I can't remember how often Saturn goes into everybody's planet. Or everybody's sign, sorry. But when it comes in, it usually stays for a while, and its presence is really felt. I know I had mine for almost 7 years, like in my sun sign Sagittarius. And so it was like in my where it fell in my individual birth chart was like in my career area or aspirations and all of that. So that was really interesting and did make me get more serious about what I wanted to do with my life and all that stuff. So anyway, that's a side note and just an example. But so yeah, when Saturn is sextile in Chiron, Chiron is the wounded healer. Okay, I actually have a Chiron candle in some of my Greek candle hoodoo candles that I offer on my website. For just general healing. So it could be saying for some of you guys that there's something to do with responsibilities or getting serious about something that mixes in with themes about healing. So if you're getting more responsibility or less responsibility around something, or getting more serious about something or less serious about something, it could bring in a more compassionate healing vibe to whatever that may be for you. All right, and the very last thing here is on June 25th, Neptune goes into retrograde. So again, we could start feeling it even before June 25th, going into retrograde, going backwards, right? So Neptune is the god of the sea, right? In Greek mythology, it rules the zodiac sign Pisces, okay? But it deals with dreams, the underworld, magic, enchantment, okay? And then on the other side of it, the more confusing side of it, right? Since it is Pisces, just like the moon card represented in the tarot, it talks about illusion, confusion, and then also drugs and alcohol. So, it could be that during this Neptune retrograde period, that some of these themes about something that was confusing you, or you just still didn't have all the information, just like when I talk about the moon card, right? I kind of have this silly example of like a coat on a coat rack. So if you look at it at night when all the lights are off, it could look like an actual person or some kind of monster, another shape, right? But then when you turn the lights on, you realize, okay, it's just a coat rack. And so that's kind of the energy too of Neptune. So when it's going backwards, it could be saying that there's something that you need to revisit around some past illusions or confusions or some kind of magical enchantment. Creative energy also, Neptune is very creative, and it also wants you to go over, possibly for some of you, right? Everybody's different. How the effects of drugs and alcohol, can take on you. I would say when Neptune is direct, you would feel drugs and alcohol like more like at a normal place or more intensely. So when it's in Neptune, maybe your tolerance goes down or something like that. But again, that's just an example, not for everybody. So anyway, these are just some things to think about with the astrology. Always feel free to let me know, guys, in the comments down below. If you like me doing this, I know it adds time to the reading, but let me know if this is something that you want me guys to continue here. But anyway, all that being said, let's get into your reading here, Aries. Okay, just put this over here. All right, and real quick, just to ground ourselves and for some general healing, we'll do a little sound bell that I always like to do. So if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out whenever you feel comfortable, or you can just listen to as well. All right. Okay, Aries. Interesting. Every time I do the sound bell, there's different ways that it comes out, depending on the energy in the room or my energy, the planets, or everything. So that one seems like a really not super loud, but it seemed different this time. I don't know. Just my observation. All right, let's get into Aries. So we're going to go over your first main 6 cards, like I always say, and then get into your confirmation cards and what was on the top and the bottom of each deck here. So I also want to say before I start the timer that this first row, right, is energy starting around June 15th, okay, going through that week and that weekend. And then the last row here is the last week and weekend of June, okay? It's not exact, it can be a little bit before, a little bit after. All right, so let's get started here, Aries. So you have the Tower upright, 2 of Cups upright, 10 of Swords upright, 7 of Cups upright, 2 of Staves or 2 of Wands upright, Ace of Staves or Ace of Wands upright. All right, and I also wanted to say too, Aries, when we start to get into your reading, if it doesn't feel like your energy, it could be the person or people that you're dealing with or your general environment or situation. So always keep that in mind as well. All right, so I also want to count. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's not a lot, but it's of it's of some significance, right? So I'm counting the major arcana cards, okay? So the more major arcana cards you could have in a reading talks about a lot of changes happening. So there could be some significant changes during this time for you. And that goes right with the theme of your first card being the Tower card, which represents change, okay? So this can be good change, this can be bad change, it can be small, it can be big, you know, it all depends, right? But the main thing here is that during these changes that go on, okay, there's some type of enlightenment. And you know, see that with the lightning hitting the top of the tower. You see that in a lot of different decks. They always display it that way. And so that's hitting your crown chakra. So it's like a spiritual download, aha moment, finally I understand something, or just getting more information in general about something here, okay? And usually too with the Tower, it can be very surprising as well. And it can, whatever this change that happens for you, Aries, it could stir up a lot of your emotions, okay? But I don't always see that as like a bad thing. Even if change is uncomfortable, or unpleasant, right? Eventually it, you know, leads to something better, just your perspective, of course. So anyway, well, actually, before we get to your next card, I don't want to rush ahead quite yet because this is where my spirit guides want me to talk to you about what's on the top and the bottom of your Llewellyn deck. That's the one with the yellow borders that I use for my confirmation cards all the time, okay? So anyway, what was on the top was 7 of Swords in the reverse, and what was on the bottom was the Empress in reverse, okay? So this 7 of Swords in reverse is actually how you want to see that card. Oh, yes, let me say too that anytime we look at what's on the top and the bottom of each deck, it's like past energy, kind of why certain cards have come out. It can be the recent past or the very, very, very past. It, you know, kind of depends on everyone's situation. But, you know, it's just always interesting to look at. So anyway, with this 7 of Swords in reverse and the Empress in reverse, this is how you want to see the 7 of Swords in reverse. So this could be saying for some of you Aries that in the recent past you didn't have the right kind of help with something, okay? And that's because when I just show you for reference, right side up, right? This little boy is trying to help this man carry these heavy swords, and he can't do it because he's not big enough and it's too heavy, right? So this talks about having a lot of burdens, not having adequate help, having also a lot of anxiety, worry, overthinking, confusion, that kind of thing, okay? But it's in reverse for you, so that's how you want to see that card, and that's from, the recent past. So it seems like you were then starting to find better help, adequate help with whatever you needed help with, right? But also you were putting some burdens down, you were getting more mental clarity and putting some of that anxiety down. But even though that was happening for you in the past, or could still be, right? This energy could be lingering around. You also have the Empress in the reverse position. So the Empress is like the woman of the tarot deck, I always say. Here she is here. Okay, so hopefully it'll focus in just a minute. But there could have been a feeling of not having a lot of support, also not being able to see things from a higher perspective, from a larger perspective, where you could see how other people might feel about something or how things affect everyone. But just, from where you see all the pieces, right? If you're just looking at the details, you don't fully maybe understand something. But if you, pull back your lens or your focus, then you can kind of see more around you. It could also be that there was something that you wanted to plant the seeds for the future, but it didn't happen, or it was put on hold or something like that. But just, some stagnant energy. Also, a little bit of not feeling abundant as well, or super creative. But again, this is a past energy. So these things could have also been for you, Aries. Gosh, this camera. I'm going to be returning it and getting a new camera because it keeps doing that. Okay. It seems worse once the sun goes down for some reason. But I'll try not to move around too much. Back to your reading. So this energy, right, could have been a catalyst for you in the future. The Seven of Swords and the Empress card in the reverse, they're both in the reverse, could have been the catalyst for the Tower card, the first card in your main set of reading here. The main six cards in your main set of the reading. Okay. But anyway, let's move forward because there's also there's a lot of really positive other cards here on the board for you that we'll get into as well. So, and with that, yeah, your second card is the Two of Cups upright. So this is a beautiful card that speaks about some type of union, okay? But it's an equal give and take. It's divinely guided with the lion and the winged angel in the background, kind of the alchemy energy, okay? And this could be obviously a romantic union, right? And how it's depicted in this card, but it doesn't matter. It's just a metaphor. Okay, it could be a union between different parts of yourself coming together. It could be a union with a work partnership. It could be a deeper union with friends or family. Always take it how it resonates for you. But what's really nice about it is it's equal. They're both giving each other a cup that's full, okay? And it also talks about emotional contentment, fulfillment, okay? Because the cups are right side up. Now, going forward here, Aries, there could be something about this union that even though it's really nice for you, because I feel like it's very positive, because again, the cups are right side up, there is like something that happens that could have triggered you where then you felt more anxiety or worry or stuck in your head or overthinking kind of energy with the Ten of Swords in the upright position, okay? So you see like this Japanese kind of warrior dude, and there's all these swords in the ground underneath him. And well, actually, they're in another person's body. It would be you, right? You're the one laying down with the swords in your back, okay? And so again, that's just the overthinking, anxiety, worry, even depression for some, but not everybody. Just lower vibrational energies, and also could be just exhaustion, okay? Be really tired. And it could be that whatever this new union is, even if it's not a new union, it could be like an even further step further into that into that union, okay? That could have you really tired, right? For some of you, it could just be the exhaustion part of the Ten of Swords, because it's always what's the way to say it? Takes a lot of work, right, to have any type of equal relationship, even if it's just a friendship, right? So you always have to put in a lot of work, and that could be making you a little tired or a little stuck in your head about that, okay? But again, it'll depend on everybody since it's a general reading. But let's go forward here. So then your fourth card is the Seven of Cups energy. And this is an energy of having a lot of options and not really sure what option you want to take or what your next step exactly is going to be. It's kind of like this ambivalent energy. It also has a little bit of the dark night of the soul energy, like window shopping for options, that kind of thing. But you see it here in this like Celtic medieval depiction of these king and queen, or I don't know if she's a queen. She doesn't have a crown on, but whatever. You see the imagery here with the card you're watching, not listening. But yeah, she's not sure which cup to take, or he's not sure which cup to take yet. Okay, so it's really reviewing everything. It's an observation card, not necessarily an action card, and this could be happening more towards the last week of June for your Aries. Okay, but it looks like whatever option you choose or whatever your next step will be, it looks really positive, because again, then you have two of staves upright and ace of staves upright. Okay, so with the two of staves, or two of wands as it's known in other decks, okay, or yeah, other decks, this is a card that's like an observation card again. Okay, so it looks like you start, well, this whole reading really, Aries, you start this time of observation, this inner dialogue with all these changes, the enlightenment of the Tower card that you started with, the Ten of Cups going up into your head a little bit too much, trying to figure out all these options, like I was saying, or the next step to take. But here, you start to get your emotions more in control, and that could be more towards midweek or the last week of June. But you're really watching. Sorry, guys. Clea, Hermes, you're really starting to watch. Sorry, guys. How other people go about maybe a similar situation that you may find yourself in, or see how other people's path or their life or their journey has gone so far. And so you're just trying to like take lessons from other people and see if you can apply it to, you know, currently where you're at in your own life or situation. Okay, but it's still a really nice energy. And you know, you see this woman here, some kind of Egyptian queen or princess, and she's looking out over the Nile River. Okay, so the water represents the emotions I was talking about, and watching the ships in the background of the Nile River, which way they're directing their ships. Okay, but it's a nice, contemplative, um, you know, grounding kind of energy to this card as well. All right. Now, going forward, once you come to maybe the end of June, or even, you know, the first week or two of July, you have the Ace of Staves, or Ace of I'm sorry, Ace of Wands, also known as, sorry, one second. Hermes, come here. No, Hermes. No, sorry, Hermes. Come here. Look, look what I have, Hermes. Look, I have something for you, Hermes. Trying to distract him, guys. I don't know what's going on in the hallway. Hermes. No. Get your butt. Hermes. Come on. Look what I have. Come here. Come here, Hermes. Okay, I'm gonna ignore you. You better be done. What, you want to be on camera? You want to be on camera? Huh? Come here. Come here. What? Was I showing that for TV the other day? You want to be on camera? This is the culprit, guys. This is Hermes. I've shown him before. You an Aries too? Oh, maybe. Want to stop barking? Yes. Okay. We'll go. All right. Good job. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So we were talking about the Ace of Staves, or also known as the Ace of Wands, right side up at the end of your reading here in the main 6 cards. So this is this beautiful energy of forward momentum, right? Positive energy, abundance. It also talks about gifts from the universe. Okay, it's a very fertile card. It talks about creativity, passion, right? And you see that depicted here with these Egyptian pharaoh and the pyramids in the background, and the Ankh in the center of the card here. Okay, so this is the energy, like I said, after you go through this kind of these two well, actually technically you have 3 kind of observational cards, or maybe more, but I'll just mention 3 for now. Okay, but you know, when you get to the end of this period, okay, right, like at the end of June, or even, you know, the first couple of weeks here in July, I feel like it's really going to have prove to you that that time was like well spent or well served, because then you're more creative again, and you're more abundant, and you're moving forward. And you could be even starting some kind of new project or new relationship, or something new, a different level or deeper level of something here. Now, before we get into your confirmation cards, I also forgot to talk about what was in the top and the bottom of your other deck here, the main 6 cards here. Well, actually, yeah, let me start with your confirmation cards and then kind of go into it, because I forgot I put them kind of like this because they're supposed to go together with that one. So actually, I didn't do it wrong yet. But anyway, let's call out your confirmation cards. So your first one is 5 of Pentacles upright, King of Pentacles upright, 4 of Cups in reverse, and I had an additional card for you that my spirit guides wanted me to leave here on the board, is the High Priestess upright. So we'll go in order here. So this is energy from the recent past, Aries, okay, with the 5 of Pentacles upright, okay? This is an energy of really going within. I feel like it's kind of similar energy to the Hermit card, right, to finding your own answers, but excuse me, it comes after a period of feeling left out in the cold, or like shunned by somebody or someone or multiple people, or even a business organization, whatever you want to call it, right? Because you kind of see that here with these 2 people that are, one is on crutches and it's cold outside, and they look like they don't have a lot of money, okay? And this winter scene here, the Celtic card. But then you also see the church in the background, and that's the last refuge, the final refuge. And that kind of represents more for me the Hermit card of going within, finding the light within, pouring your own cup first, knowing that you have, you can always rely on yourself, and that sometimes that's the most important. You should always start with yourself, right? That's why they say when you're on the airplane, if something goes wrong, you're supposed to hook up the oxygen to yourself first before you help someone else, because then if you can't breathe and you pass out or whatever, you can't help anyone else. So I don't know why I felt like saying that, but yeah, this is a past energy, okay? And when it's confirming here the Tower upright and the 7 of Cups, it's saying a couple different things. But I also want to say, this is, where I was getting excited earlier, talk about what was in the top and the bottom of your other deck here. So you have Prince of Swords upright on the top, and on the bottom you have your first repeating card, okay? I don't know why I said second, but is the Empress in reverse again. And again, this is just like the other Empress in reverse. This is energy from the recent past, still kind of lingering around, and why certain cards have decided to show up for you here, Aries. Okay, so hopefully it'll focus on all these cards. And so it's also very interesting to see how different decks depict kind of the same cards, right? So in this one, I'll show you it right side up. She's actually pregnant, okay, in this Empress card. And this one, she isn't, right? But it's the same energy, okay? So, yes, that's a commercial on my phone. Sorry about that. And the timer going off. Took me out of my train of thought for a second there. Yes, the Empress in reverse for both of you, for both of your top and your bottom of each deck. Okay, so you actually only have one repeating card in this whole reading, but it's still noteworthy, because I think I've talked about this before on my channel. But anytime you have a repeating card, there's usually, unless specified in the deck ahead of time, there's usually 72 cards. Okay, so 1 in 72 chances that it's going to come out again, and even in the same position. So sometimes you can get repeating cards, but one is right side up and one is reversed, or one is in the main 6 and one is in the past. But these were both in the past for you, Aries. So it seems like, and also to say something here too first, before my mind is like, talk faster, get it out. Sometimes I have to slow down. So one of yours, both from the past, is a swords in reverse card, and one is right side up. So it's kind of like this back and forth energy of being confused about something, not having all the information, being overburdened, and then not. Okay, if that makes sense. So it looks like this is could be, you know, a repeating thing for you. Could have even been something going on for a couple of years, a couple of months, or throughout your whole life, or whatever it may be. But you know, it's just something to point out to that back and forth energy, and that could be because you really wanted to finally not be confused or have illusions about something that it was really important to you, okay, that you really wanted to figure out, like for good, or whatever you want to say. And it's also kind of the energy of both with the Empresses in reverse here of not being able to plant the seeds for the future yet, okay, right? Because she's pregnant, she doesn't have a baby yet, right? So when they're right side up or not reversed, right, it's this creative energy, this feminine energy, this abundant energy, this controlling my emotions energy, this I can see things from a higher perspective energy, all of that, okay? But when it's in reverse, it's kind of the opposite, and not able to really make solid plans for the future, or not knowing which step to take or which option to take. Okay, so that is again just past energy for you here, Aries. Now, I wanted to bring those up when we talked about the Five of Pentacles because, you know, a lot of people look at the Five of Pentacles as a like horrible card. Oh my God, they're stuck out in the snow and they have nowhere to go and they're poor and one's on crutches. Remember, I was talking about this card earlier, but it's actually not a bad card because it's like, despite all of these things that happen, that's when you go in the Hermit, right? That energy where you find your own answers, you find your own light, you heal yourself first, you help yourself first, so you then can move forward and help others. All right. Now, going forward here, let's go to your, actually, sorry. Before we get to your second confirmation card, I wanted to talk about the Five of Pentacles when it confirms the Tower and the Seven of Cups, right? Because these are confirmation cards, confirming. So yeah, so this is when that enlightenment comes in for you because of the Five of Pentacles being a catalyst, okay, to get that enlightenment, the spiritual download, the aha moment. Oh, I finally understand something. Okay, it's because you had to kind of go out in the cold, as they say, and find your own answers. And then also too, when those Five of Pentacles is confirming the Seven of Cups upright, when you're finally able to, Aries, maybe more towards the last week of June, find, there's the camera. Please, camera, don't do it to me now. Let's see, hopefully it'll focus on my ring. There we go. I think because it's shiny. Okay. When this Five of Pentacles energy is confirming the Seven of Cups energy, I'll try not to move too much around. This is saying when you finally make that decision or the choose which option you want, or choose the next step you're supposed to take, right, then that will, you know, bring you out of the cold again and help you move forward and warm yourself up, right? And then here with this King of Pentacles upright as your second confirmation card, this is confirming the Two of Cups upright and the Two of Staves, okay? So, you know, two could definitely be a special number for you or mean something. I don't know why, but it's one of the other readings had like sevens everywhere, and this one I feel like has lots of twos. But anyway, this is basically a very stable energy with the King of Pentacles, a very abundant energy, this silent confidence energy. I have all the tools that I need. I have a lot of support behind me on the throne, and then the throne is leaning against the tree. The tree is fruitful, right? And it's just a very nice energy here. And so when it's confirming this Two of Cups, first of all, this is saying whatever this union is for you, whether it's a new union or a next step of a new union, right? Whether it's romantic or platonic or with a work partnership, friends, family, whatever, or different parts of yourself, that the more that you feel support around you with your support system, right? Whether that be friends, family, mental health person, whatever, spiritual person, whatever, then that makes you more comfortable with going into this union, okay? And it makes you more ready because that way the union can be an equal give and take, and it can come from like the correct place kind of energy, right? And so that's beautiful. And then when this King of Pentacles is also confirming the Two of Staves upright or Two of Wands upright, it's just saying, yes, take your time, Aries, to slow down a little bit. Watch how other people handle similar situations or do things. Not because, excuse me, you're going to copy them or anything like that, but more because it helps you learn things about yourself and just life in general. So the more that you know, your support system will always be there for you, and you can get back to your abundance at any time, right? Abundance isn't just money or pentacles. It can be whatever you currently want to manifest in your life. So it's saying too that you do have the time to take this break or take the time to go over these things, because this will always be here for you as well. So that's nice and that's reassuring. And some people, or most people, need that, to fully get into whatever it is. And also, the last thing I'll say with the Two of Cups, I think I was trying to say it earlier and I didn't actually say it, is that, you know, because you had the Two of Cups and then you have the Ten of Swords upright. And I was saying how for some of you guys, that was the energy of being confused, stuck in your head, having anxiety, having worry, but also it could be exhausted, right? Because all these swords are in this person's back and they're laying on the ground and they could be exhausted because of this new union. And what I was going to say was, when you really have a great and beautiful union with someone, again, whether it's friends or romantic or family, it's about being vulnerable, okay? And that takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of energy to also give back. You give back what they give you, and they give you, goes vice versa, okay? Anyway, so your last confirmation card here is the Four of Cups in the upright. I'm sorry, it's Four of Cups reverse. Sorry about that. So the Four of Cups reverse is confirming the Ten of Swords upright and the Ace of Staves upright or Ace of Wands upright. And so this is actually a great card to have in the reverse position here, because when it's right side up, it's very similar to the Two of Staves or the Two of Wands. So it's more of an observation card when it's right side up. Okay, so this girl is looking at all these cups. She's not happy with the options. Okay, you can see from her body language. She's just like, I don't like these options. But what she doesn't realize is that there's an option from the divine right above her head if she just looks up, if she changes her perspective, if she trusts in the divine, trusts in the universe, that something better that she'll vibe better with is right around the corner. So when you see this card in reverse position, Aries, how it came out for you, that's actually how you want to see this card, because it means that now you're ready to take action. It also means that now you're starting to trust in the universe and the divine and your angels, spirit, whatever you want to call it, is going to give you something better, better options, better people, something that you're going to vibe better with. Okay. And so hopefully that starts to dispel and have you put down some of those anxiety, worries, overthinking, or being exhausted. All right. So that is good. And then also with this Four of Cups, when it's confirming the Ace of Staves or Ace of Wands, it's saying that the more that you trust in the divine, that divine timing, right? Everything happens when it's supposed to happen. That will make you more abundant with the Ace of Staves. That will make you more fertile with creativity, with projects, with whatever you're trying to manifest in your life. So that is really beautiful. And then, like I said, you actually, Aries, had, instead of 3 confirmation cards, you technically had 4. But this one, I don't even know if you call it a confirmation card, because it's not really confirming any other cards in the center. It's more off on its own, but I feel like it's more it's kind of the same or very similar to the Four of Cups energy, okay? Um, so anyway, first of all, it's the High Priestess, okay? Beautiful, abundant energy, okay? She's in control of her emotions. She uses her intuition, and she is protected. There's a spider web above her head. In Native American cultures, they believe the spiders are like the grandmother spirit, okay? So that's protection literally over her head, all right? And so when this high priestess, we end your reading off here with the tarot, it's coming right after the Four of Cups. So it's saying, yeah, you know, for some of you guys, you don't trust in the universe or the divine or spirit. Okay, maybe some of you guys are atheists, whatever. This card comes in and says, well, trust your instincts then. If you don't trust those other things, trust your instincts, trust your gut. Okay, that will tell you too. So I think that's kind of why this extra card came out. All right. So whatever you want to call it, whether you believe in those things or you're atheist or you or not or whatever, just keep the intuition going because like you can never go wrong, you know. And that goes to back to also the Five of Pentacles upright or the Hermit card energy of you having all the answers within yourself if you quiet down enough to be able to hear them. All right. So I know we're way over time. Real quick, Aries, let's get into your oracle cards before you go. Your first one is the Cosmic Heart, and it's beautiful. This woman dancing in the middle of space here, and it says devotion, potency. Sorry, and make your life a moving prayer. All right. So that is a beautiful energy there, beautiful card. Okay, so be devoted to something, right? Be oh my gosh, I can't talk. Be full of life, right? Be potent, be strong in your convictions and your devotion, whatever you're devoted to. And yeah, make your life a prayer, a moving prayer. That's beautiful. Manifestation power. All right. And then your love oracle message, again, whether it's platonic or romantic or self love, for this reading is past life relationship. You have known each other before. All right. So that may be a message for some of you guys at this time, maybe somebody you're dealing with, um, or even different parts of yourself that you're integrating together. That could be that there's parts of you, you know, parts of your past lives, like within your own body, right? I mean, a lot of people say that when a woman is pregnant, she has in her DNA memories from her ancestors, right? Going all the way back. And I do believe that. So for some of you, it could be past life relationships or even within yourself if it's not a romantic partner or a past life relationship with friends or family. Okay. And then your last oracle message is the goose. Okay, it's a little nice goose here, and it says, "Express yourself through rhythm and movement by drumming and dancing." Okay, and I think this is well. Let me show you the card here, if it will focus. I think you can kind of see it. But yeah, I don't know if this is like a different way of spelling the goose here, but there it is. Yes, express yourself through rhythm and movement, dancing and drumming. Um, where was I seeing this energy too? Um, well, it could be with the Cosmic Heart Oracle card. It could also be with the High Priestess. I'll just put it with those two for now. Right. So beautiful. And always feel free too with the animal cards is if you want to look up like the shamanic meaning of that animal, you can always get more insight or look up power animal goose. What does it mean? If I dream about gooses a lot or geese actually, right? If it's plural. Anyway, whatever. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying there with that. But this is your reading for this time, Aries. So I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of all these cards in just a moment, and I'll be posting it on my Facebook page. So you can always go in my description box below and follow the instructions there on how to view the photo if you want to. So thank you guys so much for your energy, for watching, for sharing, for subscribing, liking, all those things. And always feel free to let me know in the comments down below anything. Also, I wanted to ask people in the future what kind of other readings they want me to do for the channel. So always take in suggestions. But yeah, I hope you guys have a beautiful time and a good day or night, of course. And I'll see if I come back tonight and do another reading. I'm gonna go back to Taurus. And then since we started with Gemini, Cancer, after Taurus, then I'll skip ahead going back to Leo, going in order, if that makes sense. So if you want to join me for some other videos, I always encourage people to do that. As I said, we all have 12 signs throughout our birth chart in different places. So those other videos could also resonate for you as well. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. All right, take care. Bye.